Hi, I'm George from Citigen. Citigen 3.0 has been released with a new approach to modeling the city. It's called Citigen Parametric. We can now create city with any shape, not only rectangular, but long or sharp, circular, or something that looks like Long Island. This video is to show you how you can create a city with the new approach. We're going to be modeling a simple city, exploring new features and potential problems to avoid. Let's go to the Citigen Parametric panel and click Add a Parametric City. You can start building from this default model, or you could reset Parametric City Grid, and that basically lets you start from a plane. A basic plane will leave you with a city looking like this, and click Edit Parametric City. And let's look from above. And what you do is a basic editing of plane in Blender. You can select and extrude and shrink. And that's it. The add-on will create the rows, and it will place right buildings for you. And it will also add riverside roads and equipped with lights and benches. And you can select this whole thing and make a copy out of it. And when you do, please be careful to preserve the look of the benches on the outskirts. Can you see those dots moving? If you have a close-up, you'll see they are they are benches along the riverside. And when you move the copies, you can notice that the benches are moving from the outskirts to middle of the road. So when you make a copy of the plane and set the new parts on a certain spot, please be careful not to mess up the location of the benches on the other parts of the model. Let's have a closer look to see what I mean. See those benches are moving as you move the other copies. So as you move the other copies, be careful not to mess up with the shape or location of the benches on the original copies. And let's create a road. Select a line and scale it and move it, and the add-on will automatically create a road and bridges. As you move the line, look for a sweet spot where the line will create a clean main street. Move slowly, and when you found the sweet spot, stop moving. There. We've seen that sweet spot. Let's go back and find it. Move slowly. So this is basically a Boolean operation. The more powerful your computer, the better. Better have a powerful CPU for this operation. There you go. So we found the sweet spot. That looks like the bridge is standing too far out of the island. So let's shrink the line And as you shrink the line, look for that sweet spot again. Okie dokie, that looks okay. Now let's look from the side and see how it looks. So the line we've created Main Street, created the main streets and this bridge that crosses in the middle of it using just 2 vertices. This bridge needs to be trimmed at the ends, but in order to do it, click select subdivide select guide so that we can have more vertices to work on. So right now this line is composed of 3 vertices. Let's make more vertices by clicking subdivide selected guides. Now we have 5 vertices defining the shape of the bridge. This bridge needs to be trimmed at the end from this side, and if you select just one to trim the bridge, you would better click select at least 2 vertices. If you select just one vertex and click remove selected bridge, there we go. Remove it to take this to that. Click remove selected bridge. If you just select one vertex, you might end up like this. In that case, click restore all bridges and go back to the original state and select the parts you need to remove. So it's better. You need to select at least a line to be able to remove a part of the bridge correctly. There you go. It won't affect the main street underneath. Let's look at the other side of the bridge. If the other side needs to be trimmed or not. The other side of the bridge is extending almost to the end of that island, so I guess we might as well trim this part as well. Okie dokie. To trim this part, I think we need more vertices to work on. So select these lines again. Select these lines and click subdivide selected guides to create more vertices to work on, and select the end line and click remove selected bridge. If it doesn't get removed at once, then click again. There you go. So we have a trimmed bridge. Now basically that's it. So you have created a city with a bridge, with a river or a sea flowing in the middle of it. But before confirming the shape of the city, look for problematic spot when you will end up having problem when this model gets converted into Unreal Engine for racing or something like that. Like this one, this pillar is blocking the road on the bridge underneath. So this pillar needs to be shifted so that it won't block the traffic much. So we have shift pillars crossing bridges. Let's change the values here. So okie-dokie, this looks better than before. Alright, so we're almost, I guess we can confirm the shape of the city. Look at if check out the if the benches on the riverside have been placed correctly. Okie dokie, looks okay. Then, once you're satisfied, click Finish Editing the Parametric City. That will ensure that you have placed all the vertices on 0 center of the z-axis. Okay, dokie. Then let's go to the real view by clicking Proxy Real View to see how it looks in cycles. Okay, it looks fine. Let's go to that corner of that city, and let's click that and click Moving to Cursor Location, and then you can zoom in and rotate the view from that spot. This is a new feature added to Citigen Parametric. Previously, it was difficult to move to a certain spot for view. Now you can do it easily. And let's when navigating is better to keep the view in proxy mode, but when you want to see it in its real look, then you need to change it to real view. Let's look at the city, how it looks. Okay, it looks fine. Ready for animation. If without the traffic and pedestrian simulations. Okay, dokie. Let's look from this side. It looks okay. Let's look at a different viewpoint. Let's click. Let's select new. Let's click that to select that as a new point of view, and it's like moving to cursor location. Then take a look. You can use the default pedestrians and cars for long distance shots, but if you want a more close-up shots, you can use third-party assets. In Citigen version 3.0 has added a new feature of detecting and importing third-party assets that's been installed. Let's go to Citizen Crowd and Traffic Control panel. Before moving further, let's change it to the proxy view to help to adjust the animation after importing the third-party assets. Go to Citigen Crowds and Traffic Control. The add-on will automatically detect two add-ons. One is procedural crowds add-ons and the other is transportation. To use the procedural crowds add-ons assets, specify the procedural crowds assets folder here and click Import PC Assets. And for transportation access, click Import Transportation Access and go to the modifier and change the collection to transportation temp and the car collection. And you will now you will see the at the bottom keyframe animations markers to control the speed of the wheels. Let's move to vantage point to see the movement of the wheels. And you can always click to adjust wheel speed button to get access to that keyframes. Moving the keyframe will adjust the speed of the wheels turning. Now let's check if the animation speed of the pedestrians is fine. Their feet is fleeting, so that means they're moving too fast. So let's change their speed, change the speed of the pedestrians on the riversides. So there you go. River pedestrians on riverside walk speed adjustment. The higher, the faster. So let's change to 14 and see if the feet is fleeting. Yes, it's fleeting backward. That means the speed is slower than it's supposed to be. Then let's change it to something like 16 and see if their toes stay on the same spot as they move on. Okay, that looks good enough. Let's check the other type of crowds walking. That is, there are other pedestrians walking around a section of the buildings or buildings. Let's go and check those crowds too. There we see two of them. Let's move to a vantage point. Using that click and move approach, click and move into cursor location and rotate the view to find the vantage point to see if the animation for these crowds are correct as far as speed is concerned. Okie dokie, here we go. That seems to be a vantage point. Now let's play the animation and see if her feet is fleeting or not. And to control her speed, here, okay, that's pedestrian speed control. That takes care of the pedestrians that are not on riverside. She's fleeting fast, so that means 15 is too fast. Let's lower that. Let's lower that to 7 and see how she walks. That's 7. Still she's fleeting forward. That means that's still fast. Let's change it down to 3 and see if her toe stays where it's supposed to be. No. So she's fleeing backward. That means that's too slow. Let's change it to 4. Let's see if her toes staying where they are supposed to be. Okay, that looks fine. That looks good enough. So now the animation adjustment has been finished. So we can before confirming the animation, see those cars stuck together. But I guess let's change the vehicle. Click vehicle variation to remove that, to find another sets of another placements. Okie dokie, that looks okay without any overlapping models or pedestrians. Before, to confirm the animation, you'd better have a screenshot of you'd better check the animation through by recording a screenshot of viewport render animation. Okie dokie, and let's play it. After recording it, let's play the animation to if the animation looks okay. Okay, they look fine. So, the animation has been completed. So it's ready for animation. You can, now the next step will be to use the built-in cameras of Citigen to create a video. Let's explore some lighting possibilities using the Citigen environment panel. So this would make up an afternoon scene. Let's move around. Check various parts of the city for perfect spot for recording. And let's move our viewpoint to another location by using that new approach. Okie dokie, I think that riverside section would make a good new viewpoint. Let's click, move into cursor location, and zoom in. Rotate the view and see and try to find a new perfect spot for recording. You can explore new point of views. So this would make an afternoon shot. We can add the clouds, but well, it's very taxing. So okay, why not change the scene into something different time of the day? Let's go to the Citigen. Okay, I mean, it's a good idea to save the files. Let's go to the Citigen environment panel. Let's change it to change the setting to morning. Let's click morning. Well, I guess there are too many people walk out on the riverside in the morning. So maybe why not get rid of the pedestrians altogether since it's morning. Let's click show hide crowds, and there we go. That's more like it. But still we have too much traffic in early morning shots. We can remove the cars altogether by clicking show hide traffic. Looks too deserted. We'd better change the number of cars visible. So let's click show high traffic again and change number of vehicle values. Currently it's 3. Why not change it to something like 1 and see how the street looks. Maybe 1. Now it looks more like an early morning shot. Well, what about, let's explore sunset situation. So sun is setting on the other side. So it's late in the afternoon, so we'd better have lots of people on the streets and on riversides and more traffic as well. Let's see, the sunset is hidden behind the buildings. So let's find a good vantage point to look at the sunset. Well, why not find the view from that bridge, in the middle of the bridge. Let's move to the middle of the bridge. Okay, let's point and click move into cursor location. Let's zoom into that spot. And try to see the sunset from this bridge. The sun is on the left side. There's a way to change the location of the sun in the Citigen environment panel. Let's find the perfect spot for sunset. There, that's the value that controls the location of the sun. Let's change to 20. Not there yet. Maybe 25. There, at 20, sun is there, so maybe 25 or something. 25. Okie dokie, now we can see the sunset from the bridge. And the bridge looks too deserted, don't you think? So let's bring back the cars on the bridge. So let's go to the Citigen crowds and traffic control panel and go down to cars, number of vehicles on overpass. I think that's it. Cars on bridges. Okay, cars on bridges. Number adjustment. Let's change it to something else. Higher, the more. 1. There are 3 cars now visible. Good enough, I guess. Now let's explore adding some clouds in the scene. Click Add Clouds, and there are 3 layers. And one is above or on horizon and high. And right now we are seeing the clouds on horizon added only. And you can change the horizon cloud color in horizon clouds anisotropy. Let's try changing the cloud color on the horizon. Select a color that you want to change it to and click Set Horizon Color. Currently is white. I'm gonna change it to something darker. And to make it work, we need to click Set Horizon Cloud Color button as well. change it to something darker. To make it work, we need to click Set Horizon Cloud Color. I forgot to click it. Well, the clouds still white, and let's try changing the anisotropy value to 1 to now is 0.1. So the closer anisotropy becomes to 0, the clouds will turn darker and the sun looks more clearer. And let's change it to something. Let's change the value and anisotropy value to 0. The horizon look like this. So the sun looks clearer, not blurred by the clouds. Behind the clouds. So let's change the horizon cloud color to something darker and click Set Horizon Cloud Color button. Okie dokie. So darker the color, the clouds and horizon disappears. The brighter the color, click Set Horizon Clouds Color. The whiter the color, the more visible the clouds and horizon becomes, but they look darker when anisotropy value is low. The anisotropy value is still low, so the clouds look darker and the sun looks clearer. And let's change it to 1, and the sun is glowing through the clouds on the horizon. So this is a built-in environment in Citigen. You don't need a third-party add-on for this, nor any HDRI map. So when the anisotropy is 1 and the horizon color is dark, the anisotropy won't affect the scene because the clouds are dark and it won't be visible. But if the clouds colors are closer to white, it will be seen on the scene, and since the anisotropy is 1, the sun will glow through the clouds now. Click Set Horizon Color Clouds. Sun is glowing. And you can add other layers of clouds, like clouds high, to this scene. Let's try that later. That's it. Let's turn on clouds high. But it's really taxing. The procedural clouds are taxing when rendering. So it might not be a good idea to use this in an animation sequence. An option could be to turn this sky into, you can bake this sky into an HDRI image, as have been seen in previous tutorial, and you can use that HDRI image as the background, and you can, so it won't affect the rendering time, but you will still see, you'll be able to see the clouds in the distance. And distant clouds and isotropy value can be adjusted as well. Now let's do something about that clipping tires. The cars situated placed too lower compared to the bridge. Let's change this value to 0, cars and bridge footings. Now there we go. Now we see the tires not clipping. Zero seems to be the right value. Let's see how it looks in cycles. There you go. So now you can use the Citigen animation cameras to make a video, and you can use other environment setup as well, like why not turn on those street lights. To turn on the street lights, go to the Citigen Parametric panel and go down to find the lighting. There we go. Just click turn on all outdoor lights. There you go. That's more like it. Well, it looks interesting. The city looks more lived in. Now let's turn it into night. And you don't need the clouds anymore since it's night, so let's remove the clouds as well. Because of the clouds, viewport speed is slow, so let's remove the clouds and it'll speed up the viewport in cycles. You can get a drone shot, nighttime drone shot easily nowadays, but there's some limitations involved, the height, and so creating a night shot through CG could be still a viable option. So let's we have changed it to daytime, to afternoon shot. And let's see if change the resolution, how it will change the look of the city. So we've got more buildings, and there are several ways to change the distribution of the building. So this is how it looks currently. Let's click building variation. It will change the buildings without changing the structure of the city grid. To change the city grid structure, click block division seed. There's 4 divisions. One is bigger and lower, the smaller. You can change the values there and see how different parts of the city changes, and look for a look of block that you want. But I notice a problem while doing this. Changing the resolution has shifted. Oh, there's another option to demonstrate that you can change the height of each buildings, levels of each building. You can subtract the number of levels altogether using this value. Subtract 100 levels, and the building will reduce to 3-story buildings if they are not above 100. And we can add more that you want, but that's not realistic, isn't it? I've just added 10 more levels to all floors, all buildings, but it still does not look real enough. And removing 20 levels out of them all looks more realistic, isn't it? Because since they are low-story buildings, in reality, there you go. That looks like a small complex of apartments. But still too low on levels, so changing to -10 levels, it looks like this. And changing building variations gives us an interesting and more satisfying result. But as we move the structure of the city grids, okay, save the files. But as we change the structure of the blocks, we've ended up shifting the benches again. There you see? So you need to put them back to where they were. And the solution was to reduce the resolution from 2 to 1. Okay, there you go. So as you change the block division C's, please be mindful of where the benches and the street lights on riversides are placed correctly or not. As far as the bench problem is concerned, you can remove the benches altogether by clicking this or add it. There we go. It looks okay. So I guess we'd explore most of the options that we have as far as modeling and environment setups are concerned. Let's save the file. Let's explore now. It's time to explore turning this this model into an Unreal Engine game level. Let's go to Citigen Import and Export panel and click Load Game-Friendly Default Buildings if you want to turn this into an Unreal Engine game level. You can use the default models, but it is not memory efficient or speed efficient for that matter. And once the assets have been changed to game-friendly default buildings, click Prepare for Mesh Export. Now, see the outlines. Click that and you'll be able to see the outline. Now you can see the ground has been selected. It has no UVs, but it's got there. That's how you can change. You can add the UV map. Click that, and now the ground model has its own UV map. Now export this part first. Be sure to go into the textures folder when exporting the ground model as FBX file. And remember to name the name of the model, and remember these settings: limit to selected objects and mesh only. And in geometry, be sure to remove apply modifiers. And you wouldn't need any other options like add lip bones and remove bake animations. It only adds unnecessary export times. Once you exported it, now it's time to select the other parts of the buildings. Click, let's invert the selections. Go to select, invert, select the all other parts, and export those selected parts as FBX. Use the same settings and name these group of models as something like buildings. and export them. It'll take a while. Remember these settings. Now unzip the provided Citigen P Unreal zip file and go into the folder and click that, and you will see these settings. Remove those two FBX files and import first the ground, and be sure to import them into the Citigen folder, and remember these settings and click import. The ground has no collision boxes around it. You need to use the ground itself as collision. There's some, I'm not sure it's a bug or something, but the materials are imported shifted, so we need to take care of that before playing the games. Now first let's click static mesh and let's make this as the collision. Go down to collision complexity and change it to use complex collision as simple. And now change these materials to something like this. And now you can import the other parts of the scene, that is the buildings, and be sure to import them into the Citigen folder. And use the same setting, remember these settings, and click import. Now here we are. You can now press play button, and it will take a while. Voila, there you go. So this wraps up the tour of Citigen Parametric. Actually, this is version 3.0.2. I hope you find this tutorial useful. I hope to see you next time with new features.